So today, guys, I want to take a look at this item that I bought from Amazon. When I bought it, it was $65.99. I see now it's a few dollars cheaper. But this is from Orion Motor Tech. It is their 23-piece oil funnel set that includes a 2.2 quart funnel for engine oil change, and it has 15 adapters and different extensions in this kit. And again, it is from Orion Motor Tech, and it is in their classic blue. I see that they always have their tools in this blue color blow molded boxes. Per the website, it says the package dimensions are 16.9 by 13.5 by 6 inches at 7.94 pounds. Now this is Orion Motor Tech's item model number BBT-C020-00, and it shows that the date first available, I'm assuming on Amazon possibly, or I don't know if introduced by the company, but it says May 6, 2024. Now these are made in China. Now one of the things I did is I contacted the company, took a couple times of several emails, but one of the things I wanted to know was, are these individual pieces available to order? And again, I only paid $65.99, so I didn't know what each individual piece was. But one of the things I wanted was maybe a couple extra of these angle adapters, and I thought maybe buy an extra one of these funnels. That way, if I've got different things, even though I clean them out, I'm a little picky. I like to have funnels for each oil, for each different piece of equipment. So I thought, well, you know, what's the cost of this? Maybe an adapter, and like I said, then these angle extensions. And they did say that there are no, you cannot order anything individually. The set is the set. If you lose something, something got damaged, you cannot replace individual. And like I said, at the price, who knows what this would go for separately. So I think this is a good deal at the price, and makes changing oil very convenient. Now, as stated directly on the website, it says wide compatibility with 15 adapters to fit most oil tanks and an EU pneumatic connector. Our oil filler funnel kit is compatible with a wide variety of vehicles, including Toyota, Ford, Honda, Mazda, Chevy, Jeep, GMC, BMW, Audi, Dodge, and more. And let me state that I tried, this is the number 10, and this is the one that fits my Honda CR-V. And I thought, for the hell of it, let me see if one of these adapters fits my Kubota BX2380. Lo and behold, this works perfect in my Kubota also. And further, it goes on. No spill oil changes. Each adapter comes with a rubber gasket to prevent spills and drips, and the funnel's O-rings ensure a tight seal for quick, clean oil filling every time. You do get a manual with this kit. Now they have conveniently marked, embossed in each one of these adapters, like here's a 14, and then when you pull this out, it shows that it is a 14. So on the back of the manual, they have each numbered item and what vehicle that adapter is supposed to fit. Now it does say the following content is reference only. Refer to the vehicle's manual for details. But all you've got to do is pull your filler cap off and try to match it up, hold it alongside the threaded unit. And because here it says the number 10 is for Dodge, and it clearly also fits my Honda CR-V. Now here's a close-up of number 10, the one that I said would fit my Honda CR-V and my Kubota. And you can see it does have a gasket. Now, on both my Honda and CRV, this does not screw down all the way and mate to the gasket. But if you think about it, it doesn't matter, because this gets screwed into your filler cap hole, and then when you put the oil funnel, which has O-rings in here, or you have an adapter, angled adapter, which also has O-rings, it doesn't matter, because there's no pressure, it's all gravity. So when you pour in here, it's going to go through here, it's not going to come up and around the threads. So that's immaterial that this does not seat down against the intake area of the filler cap. And so I just thought I'd mention that. And these adapters, you can see here we have a piece of metal, so they're very unique, again, because they have to fit a specified vehicle. So in here, and then you see O-rings. So some have O-rings, some have the flat rubber washer. But again, don't worry about if it doesn't seat, because oil is going to go in and straight down. There is no pressure against it to cause it to leak. Now here's a close-up of an angle adapter. When I got it, because my car is easy to get to, I thought, well, why the hell do they include these? Well, when I did my check for my Kubota, I can see why they do that. And depending on how your car is, this is nice, because you put this in here, and again, the O-rings fit nice. As you put this in here like that, if you need to come out on an angle to fill, to bypass something, say the hood of your car or something, this allows you to do that. So I think this is a very useful kit. And here we have this long angled extension. This would go into your filler adapter, and then your funnel would fit in here. And here, guys, you actually see in action how that offset would work, because this is on my Kubota BX2380, and the adapter cap is a 10, the same one that fits my Honda CRV. So this is a cool system. And so likewise in a car, depending where your oil cap is, and you need to use an offset, you can see how valuable and how helpful something like this would be in order for you to use this funnel system. Because as you can see, this is my air filter compartment, and this goes into the air filter, then goes down into the engine. Well, that is in the way. When I have to use a funnel, I've got to put a funnel to fill this on an angle. And doing it this way, you have no encumbrances, and you can go straight down. So I was wondering, you know, when I first got it, well, what value would this offset be? But I can see now that it is good. Very. Looking on top, you can obviously see where a funnel would have to be on an angle. Now here's the funnel that I have dedicated to my BX2380, and so I'm going to show you what I was talking about as far as being iffy when you're using this to add oil. So here you see that it's in here, but it moves around, and then you got to be careful. And there's obviously things inside that cover that it cannot go just anywhere you want it, so it's got to go right where you see it here, and it flops around. You've got to hold it, and there's only so much oil you can pour in at one time, being the nature that this is a smaller funnel. Whereas with that 2.2 quart, it's a rigid setup. It allows you to pour a large quantity of oil in at one time. without having to do just a very small quantity like you have here. Makes it so much easier. Alright, boys and girls, let's take a look at this funnel. This is what they said is 2.2 quarts. When it ships, it has inside several items. It has gloves if you want to use those. Extra O-rings. Gotta like that. Although I think these O-rings would hold up very well. You could always put just a little bit of oil on them for lubrication if you feel the need. And then you also have a different adapter for your air hose. Now guys, I really like the idea that you have a rigid setup. So in other words, instead of flopping around, which in most cases your funnel is just going to sit in there, sometimes precariously, and like in the case of my Kubota. So with this, everything is a rigid system, okay? And so this being 2.2 quarts allows a lot more oil to be put in that can't go anywhere. The funnel can't move, it can't be dislodged. You know what a mess that's going to make if the oil funnel comes out of that oil filler hole on your car engine. And then you have 2 O-rings that's also on your extensions. And then we take a look again with an adapter, and goes on just like that. And you can see how that's a nice rigid setup. Love the idea. I don't know how well the camera will show this, but there's a band here. Yep, there it is. I think you can tell right here. There's a clearer band. This is frosted, but then we have a band about 1 inch wide, about the width of my finger, that goes up. That's clearer. I'm assuming that's so you can see where the oil is. Right here. Now this comes with 2 items that I haven't a clue what they're for. Now this is a cone adapter. Obviously, if there's a hole, this would go down in there for some purpose. But this connector, this quick type connector, as you can see, is substandard. It's not the same size as your normal air fitting. So I'm not sure if this is something for European use. The book shows this as being item 19, and it just says cone connector. So I have no clue. If somebody knows, let me know. But this certainly has no use for me. But like I said, it comes in the kit. Another item, guys, is what they're calling item 20, air filter regulator. Because on page 4 you do get a list of what the things are. But I see no relevance. I'm not really sure what this is supposed to do. Now on pages 6 and 7 of the manual, they do go over a few things on it. But again, they're kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense of what this is for. The only thing I can assume is that you put this in the filler neck, and it would be used to help remove oil, to blow it out of the car engine. But I'm not sure what you'd even need to do that for. Perhaps there's engines that require that. If there is, let me know. So here's a close-up. This does fit my quick connect on my air hose. Here's a shut-off. Got a gauge. It's got a filter on here. This is almost like a moisture collection filter that you would have on your air compressor. Then obviously this goes into your adapters, and then turned counterclockwise, as we view here, turned counterclockwise, it shuts the airflow off. And then if you push down, it locks it in position. So as you turn it clockwise from this position, it starts the airflow. And the air is actually coming out of here, blowing out of here. That's why I can only think that this is for evacuating certain cars, the oil. I don't know. Alright, so I've got this hooked into my shop air, and the valve is open. This is turned all the way counterclockwise. So let's go ahead and start rotating this clockwise. Now that's air coming out of here. So again, just from what I can observe, is some type of pressure into the engine compartment to help evacuate oil. I have no idea. If one of you guys knows, please let me know the purpose of this thing. It seems like it's something that you just don't need. One of the things I want to see is if lacquer thinner, because what I'm going to do when I'm done, I'll spray lacquer thinner on this, and just to get the oil off, let it dry. That's how it's easiest way. Same thing with the funnel. So I've got some lacquer thinner in the spray bottle, and let me see if it, and by God it doesn't, well it is. So repeated use will take off that, which is no big deal. It's not a big deal on the funnel. Now let me take a look at the number 10 here, and I will do one of these numbers, and it looks like, well, I don't see it coming off yet. That's good. If it does, it's not a big deal. I'll just take an engraver and mark a 10 on there. Now you may not be able to see, yeah, you can see how that rubber washer is moving. So it doesn't go all the way down, but like I said, that's not going to be a concern here because there's no pressure against it. Oil's going to go straight down in. Alright guys, so as I change oil today, it is Sunday, May the 25th, 2025. It's the day before Memorial Day in the United States, and the vehicle has, this is my 2014 Honda CR-V. It has 179,865 miles, and I keep this thing in immaculate shape. As you can see, for that many miles, I try to keep things very clean, change my fluids. My oil I change every 5,000. I change the transmission fluid every year, the rear end fluid every year, and the coolant every year. I just got done rotating my tires, and I do that at every oil change at 5,000 miles. Alright, so here you see the setup. I'm going to go straight through, and I have my oil pre-measured in these Rubbermaid containers. So this should be quick. Look at that. Could never do that before. There's 2 quarts. Four quarts. Just pour that bad boy in there. I like this. This is really nice. And what I've been doing, instead of putting 4.5 in, I just go ahead and put 5 quarts in. It doesn't hurt a thing. And here's my 5th quart. Look how simple that is. Nothing. I've had it before where the wind's blowing if I'm outside and you got to babysit that funnel. This, guys, I really like this. That's really nice system. Well, guys, I got to give this Orion Motor Tech oil funnel set an 11 out of 10. Really happy with it. Great item. You may find it to be helpful for you too.